YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Carl coming back at you from Golden Grimmett Productions. This time around, we are going to be reacting to Larry Bird Was No Choirboy Toughside of Larry Bird. This one was requested, and I'm glad to be doing this one. If you are new, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. It helps us out tremendously. We're on the road to 2K subs, bro. Y'all have been great, and I appreciate y'all. So let's hop straight into this video.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here. And if you're looking for the best of old school NBA, check out the Basketball Time Machine with Sean David.
Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean David. Let's talk some old school basketball. If you follow my channel on a regular basis, then you know that every once in a while I try to feature Larry Bird stories. Most amazing Larry Bird fight stories, because that guy actually got into more fights than you might think. But before we start with this video, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also click on the notifications button so you always get notified. Also, if you want to support my channel and get access to more exclusive videos and podcasts with me and former NBA players, just check out my Patreon account. I'm always appreciative of every new supporter. Alright, enough said, let's start the video. Alright, the first story that I want to talk about is the fight story between Larry Bird and the legendary Julius the Doctor Erving. And it's incredible. Back in the days, you not only had the scrubs fighting each other, you also had your NBA superstars. And Dr. J isn't the first guy you would think who would actually fight somebody, but it happens. Back in the early 1980s, the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics had some of the greatest teams in NBA history. The Celtics with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson, Robert Parrish and those guys, and the Philadelphia 76ers with Moses Malone, Charles Barkley, and of course, Dr. J. So it was natural that when those two teams had to face off, it had to be a rivalry. And there was this one certain game that could basically tell you the entire story. On the 9th of November in 1984, two of the biggest NBA stars in Larry Bird and Dr. J really had it coming. The Boston Celtics 4-0 hosted the Philadelphia 76ers 5-0 at the Boston Garden on that night. It was expected to be a great battle between the two undefeated teams with Larry Bird and Julius Erving going head to head. However, the showdown will forever be remembered for the fight that broke out late in the third quarter rather than the performance of those guys. And
Hey, so look, Dr. J said he was going to put his hand on Larry Bird's chest. Clearly, he grabbed that man's throat. It don't seem like he was trying to do that. And then on top of that, bro, Charles Barkley and Moses Malone, they are extremely petty for holding him so that Dr. J could punch him. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that. Let Dr. J get his ones with Larry Bird and see how it go, bro. You shouldn't be holding people and letting people get punches off. That's kind of weak.
This is actually kind of unfortunate because Larry Bird actually had 42 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists in less than 30 minutes.
It started in the second half after the Celtics had taken a big lead. Bird's 27 first-half points were bad enough for Philly, but when the third period started, Bird hit 5 of his first 6 shots, and then it started to get physical. When referee Jack Madden went down and out on this play, his partner Dick Bavetta tried to assure everyone that he was in complete control, never imagining what was about to take place.
Bird is probably, well, he is the best player probably in this league today. But when he has to throw elbows and do those things to players, you know, he's got to expect it in return, and he doesn't like it that way. And hopefully the officials will see it that way and start calling it. Because if they don't, we're going to come in here and we're just going to, you know, point someone out to get in a fight with them.
Ooh, you can hear the bells ring with that remark. The first ring is the cash register. The second is the phone. A call from the NBA Commissioner's office telling Billy how much he's going to put into that cash register.
Want to say anything, Doctor, about the situation?
No, not really.
As you can see, both players were really frustrated after that game, and I think it's pretty easy to understand why. And I'm pretty sure the mood didn't get better after the game because the fight resulted in $30,500 in fines according to NBA.com, and Dr. J and Larry Bird received the biggest fines of any players involved, each getting docked $7,500 for the roles in the fights. Anyway, today this is considered to be a part of NBA history, and it's pretty interesting how Dr. J sees it today.
Well, speaking of getting over the last thing, I've gotten over you and Bird had a fight. I was at the game.
Really?
I was there. And
call that a fight?
It was right in front of me.
Call that a
well,
fight?
you got in a punch. His arms are getting.
You see that picture, bro? Like, if that's like Dr. J, because he said he was going for his like chest instead of his and he clearly missed his chest and had his thumb is in this man's throat, bro. There's no way he was attempting to grab him by the chest, bro. Like, there's no way.
Getting held back.
You call that a fight?
First
Come
of all,
on. Do you call that a fight? Really?
A punch
Really?
landed.
Oh, it was like 3 jabs. Come
He gave
on,
him a
that was
couple-
just a couple of jabs.
Can I just tell you that watching
for the team, taking one for the team.
watching you guys fight was probably the most startling moment of my life, because you had a great rivalry, but there was a reverence with you guys, between you guys, a respect. Something happens in that game. He's playing well. He starts talking.
Yeah.
There's one of the refs.
Well, he
gets
started
kicked
it.
out.
You knew he started it.
I was there. I saw. He
You
started it. There's
he
only one
started
ref, not two.
We should leave it right there. He started it. I finished it.
You had Moses and Barkley holding his arms.
They came over.
I'm glad somebody said it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Larry couldn't really fight him for real because, there wasn't really any way that he could fight him back, bro. He's getting held by two legendary teammates, Moses Malone and Charles Barkley, bro. That wasn't no fight, but they jumped that man basically.
They came over. They didn't come over that fast, but they got there.
While we're talking about the Philadelphia 76ers, here's another one. There's actually a pretty cool article in the New York Times from the 18th October in 1983, Larry Bird versus Mark Iavaroni. Again, the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics were battling each other, and the scuffling began with the game barely 3 minutes old when Cedric Maxwell of the Boston Celtics, upset at being bumped by Moses Malone as they went for a rebound, threw the ball at Malone's head. And only 1 minute later, Larry Bird and Mark Iavaroni had a fist fight and both were ejected.
The Sixers, one of the most intense rivalries ever, as you see. Mark Iavaroni and Larry Bird go at it in this game. You see Larry asked if he's going to be thrown out, and he was told yes, and he decided he was going to get his licks in before he left. And then Red comes down and says, what is this going on here? And he takes on Billy Cunningham. Look at this suit.
Hey, Red Auerbach wasn't to be played with, boy. He wasn't going for none of that, man.
Look at it, he goes after Moses Malone. Oh, if you live good lip reader.
The next one that I have on my list is not really a fight but more a scuffle between Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Larry Bird. Just like the 76ers and the Celtics had a rivalry, the Lakers rivalry was even more intense. And don't get it twisted, just because they were the Showtime Lakers didn't mean that this wasn't crazy. And if you see a guy like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar losing it, you know that there's something serious going on.
Bird fights Kareem, swings the elbow, and now is gilling it Larry Bird. Jaw to jaw. And they better pull him apart.
Watch this. Bird and Kareem fighting for the rebound. And Kareem hit him with an elbow. And
Bro, with them glasses, I wouldn't trust Kareem to fight anybody, bro. I'm just being real.
he's upset. Now Bird over there saying, why did you hit me? And Kareem saying...
And the next fight that I have is Larry Bird versus Ellen Bristow. Yes, the later coach of the Charlotte Hornets, but back then playing for the Utah Jazz. The next story that I want to take a look at is the fight story between Larry Bird and Bill Laimbeer. And if you check out my channel, you will find more about Bill Laimbeer. Actually, his entire story, that guy got into so much fights and is probably the most hated guy who ever played me.
Bro, look, I take back what I said about Isaiah, him being one of like the dirtiest players of all time. He had a grit to him, but Bill Laimbeer, oh, that man was filthy, bro. Like, and then he played possum like he had nothing to do with any of these fights. And in reality, he was terrible, bro. Like, if they could have got him out the league, period, I wouldn't have had no problem with it because there was no place for what he would do.
NBA, so check it out too. In the mid to late 1980s, the Detroit Bad Boy Pistons were born, and naturally they were now the rivals of the Boston Celtics, who still felt that they were the reigning champions and definitely the strongest team in the Eastern Conference. And with the dirtiest players alive, Bill Laimbeer, still did like this dude, it was obvious that one day Larry Bird was not willing to take it anymore.
They got that master man there, trying to find open people.
See Sting, and the 24-second clock goes down, and Bird and Laimbeer go at it. I don't remember Larry Bird getting as angry as I saw him there.
Now, Bird would stand for getting pulled down on a layup, but not on a play like that with the clock running down. And he really got taken down very hard. And of course, Bird is very upset at Laimbeer and has been for a long time.
Now Rodman goes after Bird threw the ball. This thing's out of control. I've never seen Larry Bird react that way. And you know,
Still crazy to me. Like, they didn't eject him for punching, but they ejected him for throwing the ball. That makes sense. A punch and wasn't getting ejected, but got ejected for throwing the basketball. Bro, that's the most backwards thing I've ever seen.
You left the bad blood on the court for the most part, but not with Laimbeer. I never really ever liked Laimbeer in any social situation.
No.
Yeah.
And it's because he was a dirty player.
Right.
Now, he had to do what he had to do. I understand that. But you take like Ricky Mahorn, he'd hit you and all that, but he'd hit you, you know you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
But he didn't try to maim you.
Right.
He'll try to hurt you.
Right.
And, he was one of them guys, you shoot a jumper, he'd try to slide his foot underneath your ankle so you twist your ankle.
All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope...
Yeah, bro, I think now that I think about the Bad Boy Pistons, they were physical, but Bill Laimbeer just took it. If they're here, he took it here. You know what I'm saying? Off the scale. Larry Bird was with the smoke, bro. He wasn't scared of nobody, bro. He wasn't scared of anybody in the league. Didn't matter how big you were, how small you were. It didn't matter your size. If you did something off the wall to him. Now, I don't know the validity on whether or not Bird started it with Julius Erving, Dr. J, but I'm going to look a little further into that to see. Because, why would he? When he says he started it, was it because he was trash talking him because he was smoking him on the court? Because at that point, Bird was killing him. Or was it like him really throwing elbows, jabs, and stuff like that at Dr. J, and Dr. J just got tired of it? But I'm going to look for, let me know in the comment section below. Is there any validity to the fact that Larry Bird started it? Or was it just basically like Dr. J had just, got out of character and lost his cool? You know what I'm saying? But it's been your boy Carl from Golden Grimmer Productions. Until the next video, peace.